You are listening to the Ex-Girlfriend Tattoo Podcast.
Howdy, I'm Austin Larson, and this is the Ex-Girlfriend Tattoo Podcast. We're here today in beautiful Browns edition. I'm once again joined by Cam West.
How's it going?
Cam, thanks again so much for being on the show. You were the first guest on the show, and then I think I re-interviewed you for the, was it the first tattoos episode?
I think so.
Okay, shit.
Can't remember.
I'm losing track. I mean, you've done more of my tattoos than you haven't, so
Right.
Your name comes up a lot. I guess some fans of the show that have been there since the beginning have a little bit of a drinking game. It's a sip for your name and a shot for Loran. So.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, I got a laugh out of that. So we are living in some interesting times right now. The governor shut down all the tattoo shops, barber shops, salons, and non-essential retail for the foreseeable future. I think they said, till at least April 19th, somewhere like that?
I know it was like 2 weeks. I don't know. It's always changing, it seems like.
Every day, yeah.
So it's supposed to open up on like April 1st and then added another 2 weeks.
That's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's I'm still working. I guess I'm essential, so I'm thankful for that and everything. But
People need their coffee.
Hey, well, thank you, right? I know I do. So how about you? What have, since you can't work right now, what have you been up to, keeping yourself busy with?
So the first few days I was off, I really didn't do much. I just kind of hung around and drank and watched Netflix. Went over to Montana just got back a couple days ago. Kind of clear my mind, just focus on just relaxing and being out in nature. Since I got back from there, I just been painting and drawing, keeping busy, trying to keep the flow.
Hey, no, I totally feel that, man. You said Netflix. Have you seen Tiger King at all?
I just finished that last night. So I saw like the advertisement, and I did not think it was going to be about what it was about.
There were some sharp turns in that thing, man. It was, oh my God.
I didn't know the private zoo business was so gangster.
Yeah, right? Neither did I. I mean, I'll admit, I'm kind of a sucker. Right at the beginning when Joe Exotic said, no, I'm not taking my fucking hat off. Your audience is going to see me. They're going to say, oh, he has a mullet. Why should we? And I was like, you know what, man? That is discrimination. That's prejudice. I'm right there with you.
I don't know whose side I'm on.
Yeah,
you know?
Colorful cast for sure. All right, so do you think that this shutdown we're seeing right here, right now with the pandemic, do you think that's going to have a long-term impact on the tattoo field and industry?
I don't think it's going to be long-term. I think it will be a few months, maybe. I think within 4 or 5 months, I think we'll kind of be rolling out was before all this crap happened. Hopefully.
Hopefully, man.
Yeah.
All right, and then since we talked a little bit earlier, I guess not on this interview, but with a previous interview I did with Lucy Keough, she said that, most tattoo artists work as independent contractors. I'm guessing that's probably the same for you, right?
Right, yeah.
All right. In theory, during times like this, could you file for unemployment? How would that work?
No, since I'm 1099, can't get unemployment.
Wow.
Yeah, unless there's some crazy loophole that I don't know about, I don't think that I can get unemployment just because I'm a 1099.
That is really fucking shitty.
Yeah, just gotta.
I mean, we're living in times where the liquor store and the weed store is open, but I can't go get a fucking tattoo or a piercing.
Right.
That's
they get a little more tax dollars from those than they do from tattoos.
Yeah, well, fuck taxes too.
Right. Oh yeah.
Since you and most other artists in the state aren't working right now, what are some good ways that clients can support their favorite artists and shops in times like these?
Definitely just buying some paintings or some t-shirts or whatever the artist has for sale, gift certificates, tentatively set up an appointment, and you can, prepay, like do a deposit, or just even if somebody posts something online that you like, share it with all your social media friends and all that.
Exposure's a great thing.
It is, yeah.
A lot of times, if you don't have the money necessarily to pay for something, putting the word out there, letting people know, okay, I feel that. God, kind of going on that same vein, I saw a meme the other day where someone's like, oh, I'd love to be quarantined with a bored tattoo artist.
I've seen that, yeah.
That's so fucking selfish,
So once I put on Facebook that the shop's going to be shut down until who knows when, I got probably 10, 15 messages saying, hey, if you're tattooing out of your house, let me know. I'll be the first ones there. It's like, dude, you can't. Just because we're shut down doesn't mean we can still tattoo out of the house,
Seriously, it's like, oh yeah, with this whole global pandemic, I've been forced out of my place of business. Please, just let me fucking just stab you in this filthy ass kitchen, I mean,
I'm still going to charge the same.
I thought you were accepting toilet paper. Isn't that the thing?
No, I got a membership to Costco, so I'm good on the toilet paper.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
And then, of course, people super concerned about viruses, that type of thing. I know I've seen a lot of it, just kind of curious if you've seen a lot of it. People improperly using gloves and masks in public. Have you seen a lot of that? Or?
I did see a lady at the grocery store a couple days ago, and she was wearing gloves, but she was grabbing her groceries with the gloves. Her and I ended up being in the same checkout line, same pair of gloves, and using that. And then she went to her car, same gloves, So you're taking the gloves off, but
still,
yeah. Mask. I haven't even seen anybody wearing a mask.
I've only seen a couple. I saw one lady wearing a mask at Safeway a couple weeks ago, and she literally took it off to talk to the cashier. And I'm like, what? Virus doesn't take a fucking timeout, lady. It doesn't work that way. Because all the shops are closed right now, I've seen it a little bit. I'm really hoping that we're not going to see a lot of it, but I'm kind of doubtful right now. I think we're going to see a rise in scratchers. Would you say that you could see that happening?
Oh, yeah. I don't think it'd be a huge rise, but it's these people that are scratching out of the house, People aren't going to stop going, and they're not going to stop tattooing because tattoo shops are shut down. They're obviously not going to listen to anybody. Yeah, so people are going to be like, hey, my artist isn't working, so how much for this?
Oh God, that scares the hell out of me. I mean,
might be in the future might be good. Make some money on some cover-ups.
There you go. Optimism. I like that. I was going to say, I don't know. I've seen people posting online, Facebook, Insta, wherever, and it's just, I feel like right now we're not necessarily seeing people who, I guess, like me, I'm not going to go out and get tattooed in somebody's fucking kitchen, but someone who was kind of on the fence before, like, oh, I might go to a shop, or I might just let Rudy hook me up for $40.
Right.
It's like, well, now there is no shop. Rudy's the only game in town, and that, oh man, yeah. They've had the choice made for them, and it's the wrong one.
Patience is a virtue,
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Kind of switching gears here. So what would you say that advertisement-wise, what's your biggest tool to attract new clients?
Instagram has been really good. Just word of mouth from other clients, which is actually a huge part of my business. I get a lot of people coming in like, hey, Austin sent me here.
I do send a lot of people your way, man. It's all right. And then have you ever tattooed a political or a religious symbol that didn't necessarily mesh with your own ideologies?
Yeah. A lot of crosses, stuff like that, which people can get what they want to get. I'm not the one to say no. If it's something racist, I'm not going to tattoo that.
Completely understandable.
Right. But yeah, I've done like 666 on people, and I've done crosses on people, So it's like, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not going to do a cross, but I'll do 666, or vice versa. To me, both those are weird.
Yeah, I feel that. I was going to ask, does that feel weird, like doing a cross on somebody? And
yeah, it's just kind of one of those, we kind of joke about it. Like me and some other friends will be like, if you want to get a torture device tattooed on you, go ahead.
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what it is, And then since you've been tattooing for years, I'm sure you've had experiences where clients maybe bring in artwork that doesn't necessarily translate well to a tattoo. What do you usually do for that?
Definitely explain to them that needs to be redrawn. Just explain to them why their drawing that they brought in isn't going to work for a tattoo. Or sometimes they think that if they drew it and they think it's the best piece of art out there, 95% of the time it's not. 99% of the time it's not. So yeah, just need to explain to them that, hey, redraw it. I'm going to make it my own. I'm not in the business of tracing anything. So I'm going to make it my own. And usually people come to me because they like my style. They don't just come to the shop and go, whoever. They come to me for a specific kind of tattoo. But I've had a few times where, they come to me with a piece of art that they brought in. I really like this idea. Make it your own. Do your thing. Set an appointment. They come in. I show them what I drew up. And they like, well, no, I like the one I brought in better. And it's like, well, okay, here's why that's not going to work. A lot of the time it's like they try to shove, 20 pounds of potatoes into a 5-pound sack.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not going to work for a tattoo.
It needs to be between my wrist and my elbow with 40 fucking things in it.
Exactly. And you try to explain it to them and they get mad because it's their drawing that they think, it's great. I mean, you don't want to be a dick and be like, no, this drawing sucks. You should never draw. That's my job.
Exactly. No, I completely understand that. Seeing that tattoos are more popular than ever now, and of course, with the rise of social media, everyone's I'm guilty of that too. Everyone's posting their shit immediately and everything.
Right.
Have you had a lot of experiences where clients will bring in like their phone showing you something from Facebook or Insta, and they just want a Xerox of someone else's tattoo?
Yeah. Yeah, that happens quite often. And it's the same thing. You explain to them, hey, we're not in the business of tracing. We don't trace other people's tattoos and put on you. There has been a couple times where it was actually kind of funny. This guy brought in a dagger and a rose that he wanted. He goes, I want this. And I was like, that's my tattoo. He's like, oh, you have this tattooed? And I was like, no, I tattooed that. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I go to my portfolio, show him the exact same one. I'm like, I tattooed this. So He's like, whoa, that's crazy. So I was like, yeah, we'll do it. I'm going to make it different, but same idea.
Came to the right fucking guy.
Yeah.
Would you say that you feel like with a lot of clients you're getting the right amount of artistic freedom, or do some people try to like kind of nudge you?
No, most of my clients will give me a good amount of artistic freedom. I mean, there's a couple where they want, or it's like somebody else's handwriting, like a family member that passed away, their handwriting or something like that. Obviously, can't change that, But if it's something larger, like a larger project, a lot of the time, very, hey, here's my idea, go with it, do your thing. So I came to you, so I'm paying you. But yeah, you get like, some like the middle-aged ladies.
Oh, the Karens.
The Karens, yeah. That, they want this exact thing and they want it, you put a stencil on, like, hey, can you lower it an eighth of an inch? You put it on again, like, hey, can you move it over a centimeter? You usually end up tattooing it in the exact same spot that you place it the first time.
Do people ever have the entitlement of, well, it's my money, I'm paying you, I hired you?
It does happen, but it's not often at all. And I do understand. Yeah, they're paying me to do a job, so of course I'm going to give them what they want, where they want it, size, as long as it's going to be good in the long run, it's going to last. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely some people where, hey, I'm paying you. You're going to do exactly what I say. And inside, that's when you say, oh, here's your deposit back. You can go fuck off.
Seriously, it's like, I'm not going to tell the fucking dentist how to do my root canal.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you how to draw a rose.
Right.
I don't know how to fucking do it. That's your job.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm not one to ever judge anyone's choices on tattoos, but as an artist, have you ever had anyone come in with anything that's just cringy? Like maybe it's a band logo for a band that, is the hot thing right now. Anything trendy like that? Maybe a name of a relationship that you see not working out like immediately?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because like usually the people like in the relationship, they're going to get like a boyfriend, girlfriend tattoos, or they always get the fucking king and the queen crowns,
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, one time I tattooed, I didn't even know this dude's name, Avicii, or he's some DJ guy, like EDM.
He's dead now, right?
He died, yeah. I think that's you say his name.
It sounds familiar. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, this guy came in and he wanted this logo, and it was kind of like, I think talking about triangles, I can't remember. And I was like, yeah, what is it? And he's like, oh, it's Avicii. Or whatever the fuck his name is, we'll just say Avicii. And I was like, what is that? And he was like, you don't know who this is? And I was like, no. And so I tattooed it and he's looking at it. He's like, yeah, it looks good. Looks really good. I just can't believe you don't know who he is and you tattooed it on me. And I was like, sorry, dude. I don't listen to that kind of music. I don't really pay attention to that kind of music news where this EDM DJ died. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, seriously, right? Like, I don't know who the fuck he is, And I mean, since you've been tattooing for so long, you have any I know I asked you in the first interview about like the worst clients you've ever had. You have any just fucking weird client stories since then? Anything like that?
Yeah, I got one client, man. He's a pain in the ass.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He does not want to listen to anything I have to say. It kind of goes back to he brought in his own drawing. And I drew up something way cooler. And I was like really pumped to tattoo this. He came in, he's like, oh, I don't like that. I redrew it for him and he came back in. And I was like, oh, here you go. He's like, oh, I love that. He was like, well, but I can't get tattooed today because my sister's getting divorced and she wants me there in the courtroom. And I was like, all right, man. I was like, if you steal this design, I'm going to find out.
Yeah, seriously.
He's like, no, I will not steal that design. And he hasn't been back since. It's been 2 months.
Shit.
And he was adamant on getting this tattoo. He was like, I need it done right now. The whole thing right now.
Fucking slow your roll, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you chill out, dude.
All right. And then since tattooing is a health, I guess it's a minor surgical procedure, health, that type of thing. Have clients ever asked you before or after getting tattooed about, maybe donating blood or, probably more likely for my audience, selling blood plasma for money?
Oh, no, actually. There's nobody that's like, hey, how long do I have to wait to donate plasma? I wouldn't even know the answer to that. I remember years ago, it was like 6 months or something like that you had to wait. But then I heard recently it was you don't have to wait at all. So I don't know.
Have you ever been asked as a professional to do a stick and poke tattoo?
No, I never have. I've had people ask me where to get them done. It's like, fuck, technically every tattoo is a stick and poke tattoo.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, they're all technically stick and pokes, but I feel like in the past couple of years they've become, I don't know if it's trendier, but maybe just more widespread because everyone can share it on social media.
Mm-hmm. People think that, anyone can do that because you're going so slow. It's like what Lucy was talking about on her interview when she was talking about the ignorant tattoos.
Yes.
That list kind of just goes to that, where it's like people just want to get marked on their body, good or bad. Most of the time bad. When it's stick and pokes. Just so they can say, hey, look what I did. Look what I got. And it's usually like 15-year-old girls, you know, trying to, I don't know.
At least me and my dumbass friends would just burn each other as cigarettes, you know,
Right.
and that's... so I guess really just big question here. People doing stick and pokes, but accepting payment for it, are they a scratcher?
Oh, man. I mean, if you're doing it out of the house, you know, there was a shop in Seattle at the last time we went to the Seattle Tattoo Convention, and there was a stick and poke shop. They got like no respect at all. Every artist was walking by and being like, hey, you know. One guy, he kind of unloaded on these people, made one of the dudes cry.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and it was pretty crazy. But man, they were busy though. They were like busy all weekend, which sucks. It was frustrating to see that.
No, I bet.
And
you
even
know?
seeing other artists like tattooers getting tattooed there.
What?
You know, it was just kind of like,
Oh, my
I
God.
mean, stick and poke. I mean, I did a stick and poke on my finger when I was like sixth grade. You know,
That's the
like
right
what,
age
that's
to
what
do
the
it.
kids do.
No, exactly. It's kid stuff, you
Yeah.
know. But would you say that there's been any big technological advances since you started your apprenticeship, kind of started the industry? I mean, I guess maybe nothing major, but I mean, whether it's, you know, needle cartridges, taxiderms, pigment type stuff, anything like that?
So pigment, no. Taxiderm has been around for a while, or any sort of derm, you know, Sanoderm, whatever all the derms are. I just started using Taxiderm about maybe 6 months ago. I really like it a lot. Now there's the battery packs for like the pen style machines.
Oh, yeah.
So just all 100% cordless. I don't like those. I've never tried them, so I just don't like the way they look.
They
Maybe
look,
that's a little I don't know what the right word is, but
I mean, they look a little weird, and I don't know. I feel like that design, just from what I've seen. I mean, I don't know shit about actually going out and tattooing, but it feels like it'd be top heavy just from the way it looks.
it does look like that. Yeah, I've never even tried a pen style machine. Like Lucy, that's all she uses, and just totally cool, you know. I like the coil machines, you know. I like the vibration and the heavy and the weight, the noise. And then plus they just throw in the ink.
And then, I mean, once you're kind of like honed in and that's how you're used to tattooing, I mean, I imagine that kind of switching things up it'd feel weird.
So when I first started, I started with coil machines, and then I tried a rotary for quite a while.
I think the first tattoo you did with me was all rotary.
It was. I remember that because that was like the first day I got that machine.
Oh,
like
shit,
first or second,
seriously?
or that's like the first or second tattoo.
Fuck.
Yeah. It seems like they just take longer. The tattoos take longer to do.
Totally understand.
But everyone's different, you know. Everyone likes what they like, and you find what works best for you, and just go with it, you know.
Different tools of the trade.
Yeah.
Totally understand.
And I've come to find out that coils just work better for me.
Hey, there you go. Well, that segues perfectly. So, kind of speaking of tools of the trade, since you've been tattooing professionally, I know that you draw a lot of your stuff digitally in Procreate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you'll kind of, like you'll draw it out in Procreate and then get your stencil and everything. Since you've started tattooing, has it always been digital, or is that something that kind of came along later for you?
That's definitely newer for me too. Honestly, I don't know when like the Procreate platform came around. I just started using it maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. I don't know. But I was definitely the last one in the shop to jump on that. Definitely does cut the drawing time down a lot. And it's nice, especially you get a drawing, you can do like a quick color study. You show the client like, hey, here's what I got. Here's what we think of color. Is that what you like? But I just can't do like full on like pieces of art. Like Lucy, and she does this digital, it's amazing stuff. To me, I just like to draw it out on my iPad, and if I'm going to do a painting, and print it out, size it up, and paint it on watercolor paper. But also the Procreate program, for me, doing bigger projects isn't good. It's good for like little, like little bangers and stuff. But like your back piece, I drew that out. That was all by hand on tracing paper. And I feel like if I would have drew it on Procreate, I wouldn't be able to size it correctly to your back, if that makes any sense.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. I mean, I think one of the coolest things that you showed me in Procreate was, I don't remember which tattoo it was, but you showed me the little time lapse, feature on there, and I was like, oh my god, you've had to draw that like 30 fucking times.
Right.
I mean, it's nice, like it definitely makes you appreciate the art that much more, and you realize that that's a good crisp tattoo, but you had to redraw so many times just to get it right, just detailed perfect,
Right.
I mean, that's
a really cool feature. I do like that. It's fun to look at. But then it's also one of those things where you're looking at it like me, like, man, when I'm drawing even a rose or like a panther head or something, it's going to take me probably a little bit longer than somebody else because I don't know, want it to be as perfect as possible. So yeah, watching the time lapse, you're like, man, I did that thing like 25 times.
No, they're always fun to watch, and it does make you appreciate the art more. So, since we've been talking about machines, right now, how many tattoo machines do you own and use for work?
I don't know how many I own. A lot. I use about 4 pretty consistently, 4 or 5. Yeah.
4 or 5. And then just ballpark here. Do you remember like the price range, kind of like the lowest one to the highest one in terms of cost to you?
I know the highest was my Dan Cuban. I think it was like $800. Lowest like 200. I don't know, 150 maybe. 200. I know I got a pretty good deal by another artist over in Idaho. He gave me 2 coil machines for 200 and 250. I can't remember what it was, but and I still use those every day.
Totally feel that. All right. I did a little bit of research the other day on Amazon. The cheapest rotary machine, just for kind of a frame of reference, the cheapest rotary machine on Amazon right now, $14. Like a good professional grade machine. It's going to set you back a couple $100 at least. And that just the machine, you know? I mean, I've seen that the biggest seller on Amazon when I was kind of doing the research was, I think it was, it was a setup. It had, it was the tattoo kit. So it had, I think, 2 machines, couple different needle groups. I think it had like
those are guns, right?
What was that?
Those are tattoo guns in those kits, right?
Yes. Oh my God. Lyle Tuttle is rolling in his grave right fucking now. That's yeah, my God. Yeah, no, it was nasty. And it's one, I mean, like, it looked like it was made of plastic. It looked cheaply made. And I was like, man, you know, some scratchers there hooking all his homies up. Again, on the fucking scratcher note, I've noticed that a lot of the dudes, like, you'll see with really shitty tattoos are the same dudes wearing, like, the flat billed New Era hats and the fucking with the $300 Jordans and everything. And I'm like, what the fuck, you know?
Right.
I mean, like, you'll spend money on clothing, that type of shit, you know, but something that's going to be on you, like forever. You don't have the option of taking it off. I mean, unless you got, like, a blowtorch or a machete or some shit, you know? I'm like, and that,
knife.
Seriously, it's like, why would you do that? Oh.
Yeah, I've heard stories of, like, professional artists just buying, like, 20 of those shitty machines and just literally throwing them away. You do a tattoo and throw it away.
Damn. Like, honestly, just looking at the thing, I'm kind of wondering if we hooked it up to, like, an actual, like, a real tattoo power source like yours, would that fucking fry the coils or what?
Probably.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Or, some spring would break or...
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Pigment-wise, like, what do you usually like using?
I use a few different companies, like Fusion, Dynamic for black and white solid ink. And there's a company over in Seattle. I can't remember where in Seattle, but around that area. Northwest Pigments. Alfredo, he makes some fucking badass machines. I have 2 machines from him. Use them all the time. And his pigments are amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he's such a cool dude. I bought a machine from him I think it was last summer. And it was like a week, you know, still machines in it wasn't here yet. And I was like, yeah, you're coming from Seattle, you know, it should be here, you know, 2-3 days, like 3 days max.
You'd think, yeah.
And I'm at the shop, and all of a sudden this guy, and he pulls into the parking lot, just fucking screeches into the parking lot, and jumps out of his car. And it was him. It was Alfredo. He's like, here's your machine, man. He's like, I was gonna mail it to you, but I'm going to Silverwood with my family, so I figured I'd just stop by and bring it to you, like, in person. I was like, oh, damn. And he gave me a few bottles of ink. And
oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's a cool dude. He's doing some really cool stuff right now. He's making, for the iPad, or the Apple Pencil. Yeah. He's making some, like, wooden grips.
Oh,
you know?
Shit.
Yeah, so, like, during this time where nobody's tattooing and stuff
but
like that.
But you can still kind of, like...
Yeah, his stuff is...
Oh, shit.
Is killer. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Just curious, like, for a bottle of pigment, just on average, about how much comes in there?
You can get them in 1 ounce to 4 ounce bottles. You can get, like, little sample sets, which some companies make. They're like a ½ ounce. I mean, unless you're doing, like, powdered pigment, you can get by a whole jar of it.
Oh, shit. But then you got to mix it yourself.
Well, they actually come pre-mixed.
Oh.
I mean, you could buy the powder stuff still, too. But, I mean, yeah, there's some companies that will just sell you, like, pretty much a small mason jar full of pigment.
Have you ever had clients complain about your prices or pricing?
Yeah. Not really, like, my hourly pricing, but our minimum, for sure. Our shop minimum is $100.
Totally fair.
Totally fair. Especially now. I mean, like, that's probably about average in Spokane. I doubt there's any shop that's over $100 for a minimum. But I mean, maybe the cheapest in Spokane is $80. You know, I don't know, actually. I've never been to all the shops. But you would think that would be around $100. But yeah, we are 100% disposable. So, I mean, yeah, setup costs are a little bit more. But we're more of a custom shop, you know. So we're not really a walk-in kind of shop. We definitely do take walk-ins if there's time available. But, you know, we're not really advertising smaller tattoos, you know, or more bigger projects.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, definitely get some people complain like, oh man, the other shop's at 75. It's like, well, go to the other shop then. Like, he's like, even if I want like something small, and I was like, dude, even if you want a dot, that's going to be $100. If somebody wants something smaller, I always try to talk them in like, hey, you know, why don't you come in, you know, start something big, you know, I'm gonna throw this tattoo in for you. It never works, but
That's bullshit, man. All right, I guess I was thinking about that because, I mean, like, even to get set up to do a tattoo and somebody backs out, I mean, that's still costing you money. You have to
It's still
spray
quite a
down
bit,
everything. I mean,
yeah.
I guess not only materials, but also labor, I mean, because
It's definitely some time, into it. Setting up, breaking down, but yeah, then you're waiting for all the stuff to dry, but I mean, it also sucks to set your whole station up, and you get no showed, or the person just changes changed their mind or something like that, and you gotta it's mostly you get no showed, and yeah, you gotta just throw all that away.
Why would you ever not show up like that?
Just let me know.
Yeah,
Even
seriously.
if I'm not going to make it, like 10 minutes before, just give me a call. I'm not an asshole, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, okay, well, fuck you. You just lost your deposit. If you want to get something rescheduled, you have to pay me another $100, blah, blah, blah. Life happens. I understand. So just let me know.
God, I wish people gave you the same courtesy, man. I mean, I've heard some horror stories.
Yeah.
So on the first episode, I remember I asked you if you had ever gotten, if you had ever faced discrimination as a tattoo artist. Not necessarily discrimination, but have you ever had social problems, whether it be, like a landlord or the bank or anyone just seeing that, you're an independent contractor, a tattoo artist working for yourself.
Right.
That.
I've never had like a landlord or anything like that. I mean, like, especially where I live in Spokane, it's more of a liberal area.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to buy a car a few months ago, and I don't know if it was because tattoos or not, but the dude was not giving me the time of day. I had cash in my pocket ready to buy this car, and every time I was talking to him, he was looking at his cell phone and just looking up, wouldn't look at me in the eye, wouldn't do anything. And he was older. Not saying that has anything to do with it, but it probably does.
Probably.
Yeah. I asked him if I can test drive the car, and he was like, yeah, go get the keys. And it was like literally a half hour. He came back, he's like, here's the keys. And I was like, fuck you. You're not going to get my money. I'm not going to give you my money. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's not how you fucking sell a used car,
Yeah.
That's...
And I don't know if it's tattoos or if he's just an asshole or maybe that bad day, whatever.
Could be all three.
Could be.
And then on the flip side of that, do you feel like anyone's ever, like, just given you preferential or special treatment just because you're a tattooer?
I've been like at the bar and stuff like that, and the bartender will give me like free drinks or something.
Shit.
Just because they like, oh, you like cool tattoos. And I don't even think they know I'm a tattooer, but like they like my tattoos.
Fuck, I don't even get this, dude. I have nicer tattoos than you.
Right? You do.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Fuck. This is one that I feel like a lot of people don't really touch on enough, but for tattooing, as a career, years and years, what are some health risks that we're going to see in the field?
Definitely back problems, carpal tunnel, neck problems. I've heard people losing their eyesight, like their vision,
shit.
or their vision getting a little blurry. My vision is already fucked to start with. That's why I wear these fucking monster-ass glasses.
When did you start going blind? At the age of 12 or 13? What?
I was young. I try to, especially since I'm taller and I'm tattooing, I do notice I'm hunched over a lot more than like Lucy or Getty or Christian. They can like kind of stand up and tattoo and be normal. And I'm 6'3", so I'm a lot more hunched over. So I definitely try to stand up every hour, take a little break, stretch out. I do stretches like in the morning and at night and stuff like that, just to try to keep my career as long as I possibly can.
Totally feel that. And of course, I mean, because you're tattooing like not only skin, but it's an actual human. It's not like a canvas or something where you can kind of like work it around or spin it around to where
Right.
it's, like...
Yeah, you definitely get in some weird positions. Yeah, like...
No, because I
feel
remember,
pretty
like,
twisted.
when you were doing my back, there were a couple points where like you stood up and just leaned over to
Yeah.
kind of do the far side.
Yeah.
And it was, but I mean, yeah, like I'm not a small dude, but I'm definitely not a piece of paper. You can't just, flip me around
Right.
like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's a very real thing that doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some things you can do to maybe not prevent it, but definitely like prolong it. Just by doing some simple stretching, trying to stay limber.
A little bit goes a long way,
Yeah.
Well, shit, watch till we have the Cam West yoga DVD coming out in
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, my butt looks really good in yoga pants too.
See,
So
there you go, right? Have you ever had to tattoo with an injured hand or finger?
not on my right hand, which is I'm right-handed, but I jammed my pinky, so it wasn't that bad. But it was on my left hand, like my stretching hand.
Oh,
So, but I do know like when I stretch, I just kind of use my two. What are these? The two middle finger and the pointer or whatever.
yeah,
And my
everyone
thumb.
knows what that means.
Right, yeah. But I do notice like my pinky is like kind of out when I'm stretching. And so it got a little annoying. But it wasn't terrible until after the tattoo, the throbbing.
Oh, that'd be bad. I've had to go to work like as a barista before with like a busted finger, and that's, I mean, definitely not like drawing where there's like so much attention to fine detail with a little slip will kind of set things off. But I definitely did notice I had to change up styles and stuff for a little bit. So I mean,
Yeah.
since disease is something on the forefront of a lot of people's minds right now, I guess in your experience, not only as an artist, but, someone who loves tattoos, a connoisseur, have you ever heard a confirmed case of anything being transmitted to anyone in an actual honest-to-God shop?
No, not that I can think of.
Me neither. No.
Yes.
That's really that's the best thing because no, I mean in a shop you're good. It's the care you take of the tattoo while it's healing afterward, and it's.
Yeah, aftercare is extremely important. And I wish a lot more people would realize that.
Oh,
we explain that to you and give you the piece of paper that explains it for a reason.
People never, and I mean, God, that's one of the worst things about this whole pandemic we're in right now is I can't fucking find dial gold anywhere to save my goddamn life.
Right.
It's like I right after we start my fucking back, I can't find any of like my specific tattoo soap. And I'm like, there's so many other like antibacterial brands and everything. If people are just concerned about killing germs, that's one thing. But I love the gold because it has moisturizers, unscented. I mean, it's fucking perfect.
It's good soap. It's really good soap. And speaking of, are your hands just fucked up, just dry as hell?
God, dude,
just washing them like 100 times a day. Holy crap, my hands are
in
like
the cold air.
Yeah. Like cracking.
It's some bullshit. No. Lubriderm's been really good for that. So Lubriderm, and then honestly, if you get like the real deep cracks, I'll go ahead and get the Aquaphor. And...
Oh yeah, it's been annoying. Like this morning, man, my hands are just. Ugh.
Oh yeah, no,
like mummy hands.
Just curious, how do you feel about Aquaphor as a healing ointment since we're talking about aftercare?
Well, now using the Tagaderm, that kind of gets rid of the whole Aquaphor face, but I've never really liked it. I've never liked it for me. A lot of people love it. I just don't like wearing like a t-shirt over the tattoo, it gets stuck.
Oh, it stains. My old roommate, I fucked up his couch pretty good, but he ended up being an asshole.
Oh, so perfect.
Fuck you and fuck your stupid couch.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I know I asked earlier about blood donation, selling of plasma, that type of thing. Since there isn't any sort of regulatory board nationwide to make sure that all shops are conforming to the same standards, and I guess since there isn't one true standard to conform to, I'm not one usually to say we need more regulation, but if there were theoretically a board that shops could voluntarily join just to show that yes, we're up to these, and these standards here, so that way people looking to, donate blood or give plasma, or really anything, just some sort of certification just saying that, yes, this is a good, clean shop. Do you think that's something that might be able to catch on? As weirdly as I worded that?
I don't know. I mean, there definitely needs to be hopefully every shop in the country would have common sense, not reusing. If you're using like reusable tubes, autoclave them. Hopefully nobody is fucking reusing needles.
Oh my God. Only scratchers, but that's not even in a shop.
Right. Yeah. That you're disposing of them correctly, of the needles correctly, that if you are using reusable tubes, that you're autoclaving them. Just the common sense stuff, But I also, at the same time, don't want somebody coming into the shop every month checking all my shit, It's just common sense.
I completely understand that there has to be that fine line between, just like regulation and authoritarianism. Because as soon as we get the government involved, it's not going to end well for anybody.
No, not at all.
Kind of been talking about art here, kind of in the closing. You are a tattoo artist, but I mean, you're also a painter too. People always forget about that. What would you say inspires your art? Like, I know a lot of people have themes that they use, whether it be pop culture, literature. Would you say that there's certain themes in your art that tend to reoccur more often than not?
Music is a big thing. I just kind of think of weird stuff. Like, I do like a lot of the paintings where it's like a skull that's like cracked open. The top, has like a stairwell coming out of it and like blood coming out, Just trying to keep it like, trying to make people like kind of guess on what it means, I will tell you one thing I don't like, and I'm probably going to get people are not going to agree with me, is the whole like Baby Yoda stuff when that became popular.
Oh my God.
And like now I've noticed, since we were talking about the Tiger King.
Yeah, Tiger King.
I've been noticing a whole bunch of the people like drawn a version of the Tiger King and like available for tattoos. when something becomes popular like that, or like now with the coronavirus, like people doing Corona bottles and stuff like that.
Oh my God. I haven't seen a good one yet.
Me neither.
But I think that's because all the fucking shops are closed, so
Right.
you're getting it done in a kitchen.
Right. I like it myself to mean a little bit more than just whatever's popular right now.
I like
If that makes sense.
No, definitely. It's American traditional. I feel like a
Right.
lot of your designs will stand the test of time, you know. And
Right.
another thing I like about it is there's a fucking sense of humor. There is very much a sense of humor behind a lot of the stuff you do. You know? I mean, it's for me, American traditional. You can't take that shit too seriously, you know. I mean, sometimes a tattoo's just a drawing on the skin, you know. It doesn't
Just make it cool, you know.
exactly.
Also, I was going to say, I think it was your Friday the 13th podcast, and you were talking about my flash sheet I had.
Yes.
And I had the Macho Man.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
I was going to ask about
So
that.
he died like the day or 2 days before I drew that sheet.
Oh,
That's why I had that tombstone of that.
Okay, because I was thinking about that, and I was like, wait, did he die on a Friday the 13th? Okay, he had just died.
just died,
so that
yeah.
was
Yeah.
man.
So I guess that was kind of me hopping on the current event train, you know.
But it's fucking Macho Man,
Right.
man. We were all sad.
Yeah. I ate so many Slim Jims that day.
You got to. Did you bring the cowboy hat out of storage?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Got my glasses off the shelf, dusted those off. I had the what do you wear? He wore one of those vests, right?
Yeah,
that had
with
all
the
the
frills
little
and
frills.
shit?
Yeah.
Knock on wood, but oh my god, when Sting passes, the flash sheet you're gonna have,
Oh,
dude.
dude.
I mean,
He was my favorite wrestler back in the day.
dude, Sting was the fucking best, man.
I was
Stinger.
Sting for Halloween when I was a kid, but it was Sting. Remember when I can't remember what thing he went to when he had the red mask or the red paint?
Like before he was the Crow, right? Like when he was still like blonde and stuff, or
No, it was like this was like back in like WCW because he was like had like the white paint,
yeah,
with the black, and then he went to like he joined like some other group or whatever, like the Wolfpack or something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he had the red paint.
No, you're okay. I remember that.
Yeah,
Now, yeah.
and I was him, and everybody thought I was
Kane.
no Marilyn Manson.
What? What?
Everyone's like, "You Marilyn Manson?"
Just because you can suck your own dick, right? That's
yeah. Did he paint his face? I don't know
Marilyn
if he painted
Manson?
I mean, I know he was like
I
you know
thought he was
pretty
just like
outlandish.
pale, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I
like,
don't.
I know he had like those cool contacts, or like
Oh,
they were
right.
like mirrors or something like that.
Yeah, or they were like cat eyes or some shit.
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
like they were like I thought they were like reflective or something like that. Or made it look like you can like see into like behind his eyes. I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
He did all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Since you kind of talked a little bit about painting and, you know, like outside of the digital art, outside of skin or tattooing, do you feel like it's usually like, are you mostly oil painting, watercolor?
Watercolor. Definitely always watercolor. I've only oil painted a handful of times in my life. I get too impatient, I think. It takes too long for it to dry, you know. And plus in my apartment, you know, it's not tiny, but still like the smells and stuff like that.
Man.
Just have to just do it with my windows open. And right now, it's not the best time to have your windows open. It's cold outside.
Definitely. And then I guess, I don't know so much about your cat specifically, but like, would your cat kind of, you know, like fuck with, you know, painting? Like, oh, this smells
Oh.
bad. What, you're paying attention to it, and why not me?
No, so if I'm like, when I'm watercoloring, he'll come up, like jump on my desk, and he'll dip his paw into the water, like where the paint water, and then lick his paw, you know. I'm like, oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Right?
Maybe
I
it's
mean,
not. It's
cats-
water-based. So.
Well, there you go. And I mean, even if it's not fine, cat's gonna fucking do it anyway. Cats are assholes.
Yeah, they are. Cat almost killed me once.
Oh, only once.
Only once. I'd almost got my thumb amputated because of a cat bite.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah. My sister's cat. I was on like the day before Christmas Eve, and the cat was being attacked by a neighbor dog. So I went out and grabbed the cat, and she just gnawed on my thumb. I went to the hospital. My thumb was huge. Like it was like 3 times the size of it is now.
Oh shit! How long did it take to like swell up like that and shit?
Instantly.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
so I thought it was so fast that I thought like when I went down to pick her up that I jammed my thumb in the ground. So it was like blood just dripping. It was crazy.
Oh,
from a fucking
fuck.
cat. Yeah, I went to the hospital the next day and I was like, hey, I got bit by a cat. And I showed her my thumb. And right away she's like, all right, come on back. People are in the waiting room coughing, you know, fucking miserable. And they bringing me back. Yeah, I had to go to the hospital 7 days to get a IV antibiotic
Oh shit!
and stuff like that. Yeah, and like they marked the swelling on my thumb. Then they were like, hey, this swelling goes past here. Probably gonna have to amputate your thumb.
Fuck.
Yeah. And like I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it could spread to your arm. Might take your arm.
Oh shit!
I got curious and I Googled cat bite. Yeah, it's people that like this. The infection spreads their heart. They die.
What?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So that's what she was saying. She's like, luckily you came in when you did. You know, if you would have waited a few more days, I probably would have lost my thumb.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
From a cat.
A cat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. That's, oh my God. And I mean, they're always eating dead shit, or, I mean,
Right.
God only knows what's in a cat's mouth.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember for that first interview, we kind of talked about you were working as a machinist, right, before you were tattooing?
That's the union I was in. It was the machinist union.
All right, whatever works. It's.
But yeah, I was an aerospace company.
Have you ever considered a career in art outside of tattooing?
No. I mean, I'm always going to paint forever until the day I die, or the day I get bit by another cat and I lose my thumb. But no, I will paint forever. And if people want to buy it, cool. You know, if not, then that's cool too. But I've never thought about relying on my paintings for an income. I'll sell originals. People are like, oh, how much is that? I don't know, $20.
Hey, there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have the freedom to do shit like that,
Yeah,
no,
which is always
that's-
cool. Like to me, it's like, man, it's cool. That person wants to buy this. They want to either hang it up somewhere. You know, they're not going to buy it and throw it away.
I mean, thank you for that nice little print that you gave me.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
appreciate that, man. I'm gonna frame that.
Cool.
So. As an artist, you paint lots of things, tattoo a lot of things, draw a lot. Have you ever put out any sort of different art? You know, like I guess not necessarily commercial, but maybe like the cover art for an album or the cover for a book. Have you done anything like that?
No, I've done like logo kind of designs for. There's like a coffee shop around here. Did a logo for. Didn't look anything tattoo at all. You know, it was just black letters. I'm up for it. You know, if somebody came to me and was like, hey, you know, I want you to design a like a banner or like a poster for like bands or you know something like that. That'd be awesome. But I'm not really putting myself out there in that kind of market, if that makes any sense.
Completely understandable, you know. It's like, I mean, I do those things, but mainly I tattoo. You
Right.
know? That's
And it's like my thing too is like eventually I do want to have my hand in a whole different pots. I mean, right now, 100% of my focus is on tattooing.
you kind of said it right there. My next question I was going to ask was, have you ever thought about, you know, I guess maybe doing something with t-shirts, hoodies, hats, shoes, I guess clothing, really, that type of thing? Or, I mean, more prints?
I just started making like t-shirts. Christian Lies. He makes t-shirts all the fucking time. And
I found one of his in the pot shop of all places
was
a couple
this
of
the
years
Holy
ago.
Bible one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and I got so pissed because I went up to the dude at the counter, you know, and I was like, hey man, can I get a t-shirt too? And he's like, oh yeah, no, those are from the, I'm like, yeah, I know they're from Christian, but why the fuck do you have the t-shirt in the shop if you're not selling them like that?
They
you
weren't
know?
selling them?
They weren't selling them, no.
Really?
He said that, yeah, that was, you know, like just one of the, because they had some of Christian's paintings and they had like the Holy Bible t-shirt, and I really wanted that one,
Yeah.
but they weren't selling them there, and I think
Oh.
by then, I think he had left for Alaska, so...
Oh. Well, he'll be back in May, so.
I'm gonna get my goddamn t-shirt
Yeah.
then, yeah.
But yeah, so I started making t-shirts, burn the screen, all that. It's fun. I'm gonna bring them to the shop, and just pretty much anybody who gets tattooed, I'm just gonna give them a t-shirt, you know? I mean, they're just Gildan t-shirts, so nothing crazy expensive. Maybe sell them for like $10.
There you go.
Something like that. But
something kind of fun.
just be kind of cool to have people wearing a shirt that I made.
No, that's
know.
really cool. I totally feel that. Fuck yeah. I'm excited to wear mine, so thank
Yeah.
you. Kind of wild here, kind of a wild hair question, but have you ever 3D printed your art or considered doing so?
I have never done it, but I have considered it. I don't have a 3D printer. I don't know anybody who has a 3D printer, but I think it'd be cool to do something like that. I think it'd be cool to make something cool, print it out, and kind of sell them or something like that, and have people be able to paint them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like it's your design, but it's like all one color or something. Then
Yeah, because like
somebody
don't
can take,
don't those come out? They're like kind of like a cream color, like a white or something like that.
I
I'm
think
sure there's probably different ones, but I've
probably.
seen a whole bunch that are like a tan kind of color.
That's the one I've usually seen, like kind of an
Yeah.
off-white.
Yeah, like that'd be kind of cool. You know, make like almost like a sculpture looking thing. I'm like, hey, you know,
Oh, that'd
buy
be hella
this,
dope.
and then you know sell like just get some like small bottles of like acrylic or something like that, and sell it as like a kit. You know, hey, like $50. You know, you can buy this and paint it, put it on your shelf.
Oh, dude, that'd be
You know?
really fucking cool. No, I think people would, they'd receive that warmly.
Yeah, I think it'd be something to try.
Once again, thank you so much for being on the show. Before we go, is there anyone you might want to shout out who might be listening to the program?
You know, Getty, Lucy, Christian, any of my friends, everybody that's listening to it, every tattooer, stay strong.
Stay strong.
We'll get through this.
Hell yeah, it won't be this way forever.
Right.
All right.
I wish people would realize that too. People are like, we're fucked. It's like, take a breath, take some time. Within a few months, we'll be like, kind of looking back, going, man, that was crazy.
Seriously, we're not fucked. It's not over.
Right.
Don't get that shitty tattoo in a fucking kitchen because the end of the world is coming a lot later than you think.
Right. Yeah. The world has been through a lot more shit than this. We just weren't alive for it.
In the words of the great George Carlin, the planet's fine, the people are fucked.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, once again, Cam, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Cam dude, I really can't thank you enough. Thanks again for an awesome interview. Cam gave me my first tattoo from him right about 3 years ago. Just this little black and gray mandala on my right forearm, and that's the one that started all of this. Crazy how time flies like that. Hope everyone enjoyed the last episode, the first episode of Austin Talks Through the Movie. That's just something fun on the side. I'm going to try to release an episode in between episodes of this show. If you have an idea for a movie that you'd like to see me cover, please go ahead and let me know at exgirlfriendtattoo@gmail.com. All of your favorite tattooers, barbers, baristas, bartenders, and so many other employees need your love and support now more than ever. I know it's tempting to go out and get a kitchen tattoo or a backyard haircut, but please don't. There's an entire industry dedicated to giving quality tattoos in a safe manner, and they've stepped away in the name of quality and safety, so don't walk out on them. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and follow the shop. They're on Insta at Living Skin Tattoo, all one word. From there, you'll find all the links to go ahead and follow Cam, Getty, Lucy, and Christian. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm Austin Larson, and this has been the Ex-Girlfriend Tattoo Podcast.